The women on TikTok telling girls, go to fancy high-end cigar bars to go find a man. Go to high-value events to go find a high-value man. Newsflash, as somebody who grew up around rich people and is currently a mildly rich individual at the young age of 26, these men can pick you out. They know that you're gold digging, okay? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but call it what it is. You're an escort, okay? And there's nothing wrong with that if that's the life you want. But it is so damn annoying for these women to be telling impressionable young girls, oh, this is my lifestyle and how I got a high value man. Like, what the fuck does high value mean? High value means rich, okay? And from my experience, the guys who are really rich are the stingiest. Ugh. So I stopped meeting people from the internet some time ago. And it's funny because I thought, well, I'm an influencer, something, whatever you want to call me. It would be great if I meet others, right? Because we have something in common. No, there are so many of these so-called feminine coaches, dating gurus, level up lifestyle, high value dating people I've met. And let me tell you, out of the 5 of them, 2 of them have asked to stay on my couch. The other 2 have indirectly asked me for money because, the men figured out that they're just, trying to get something out of them. And they're actually homeless. And I'm not going to say who, but a lot of these girls you watch are actually in deep shit. I genuinely worry that we are all going to go into some deep psychosis because of social media. And I've considered leaving entirely. Seriously. Because YouTube's fine. It's like a search engine to me. But with Instagram and TikTok, I think at the end of the day, what have I gained from this? I just opened up TikTok. And there's a lady, she's sharing some story. It was like a transition video where it's playing this little sound that's happy at first and then it becomes something serious. She's like, me, last year, happy, with, her boyfriend, whatever. Or they got married. Fast forward, he cheated on me with the receptionist. And I'm like, you don't need to share everything online. You could have kept that to yourself. You really could have. Take your L's in private. Take it from me. The worst thing on there, you'd probably see I blocked what I eat. There are girls who obviously have had surgery. As someone who's had plastic surgery and plans to probably do more, I can tell that you got liposuction. You ain't fooling anybody. You're telling these impressionable young women what I eat in a day for an hourglass figure. Some people won't have an hourglass figure. I have a very wide rib cage. I have wide shoulders. I have a swimmer body. It's just... I think the part that grinds my gears the most about social media, and hear me out, yes, I am part of the problem too. I am also a full-time influencer, whatever, but not really anymore. As you can see, I haven't posted in 15 days because I just haven't for some reason. But the part that bothers me is this need to have new things all the time. Instagram will shove it in your face, like, must-haves, things in my kitchen that I just got, you must have. Like, do I must have that? I'm telling you wholeheartedly, I'm grateful for where I am in this, 100th apartment that I'm in, this luxury place, and the ability to move around, do whatever I want, to go to Japan, come back, don't have to worry about anything, don't have to look at a price tag. We are overpaid. Entertainers have always been overpaid, obviously, but I feel for, teachers who work their, behinds off, and they barely make, like, $40,000 a year in some places. Okay, I'm continuing my rant, by the way. I look like a bald head skittle diddle. My hair is just tied up right now. I was swimming earlier. I also am just trying to wrap my head around the fact that everybody's lives, minus influencers and some people, were forced to be put on hold during COVID, right? And then you're all of a sudden forced to just speed it back up. And guess what? Most people are realizing we don't want to get back up to that speed. We like kind of living the slow lifestyle. We kind of like, not suffering, going to an office all day long or feeling like you have to be putting out so much energy. So now I think everybody's just in this permanent, anxious loop of what now? I'm reeling my rant back to one thing I said because I got to say this one more time. I am so sick of the dating content on TikTok. Yes, dating sucks right now, but it doesn't for me. So I used to think, oh, dating sucks. I can't find a good man. I can't find a good... That's because I was, first of all, on TikTok listening to people in their misery. Miserable single people, like I'm single, but I'm not miserable. Miserable single people will perpetuate this idea out there of there's no good men for me, there's no good women for me, everyone, they're all just a bunch of whatever. Have you gone outside and actually spoken to somebody? No, you haven't. You've been swiping on Hinge, which should be called Unhinged, because everybody on there is just rejects of society who no one else wants, okay? People aren't willing to put in the effort to make friendships, don't get me started on that, or relationships, because it requires you to actually put your ego aside and try something new and different and uncomfortable. I have made lifelong friends over the past few years. Not a lot, but I have. And I met them in two different ways. One, by showing up to church, okay? And I don't like going all the time, honestly. I don't like going places. I like to be in my home with my slippers, okay? But also, by going and making a routine of going to a coffee shop and going to, like, activities and stuff, I've met the most amazing, normal people. Because guess what? This is just technology out there. That's the real world. Not every man is out to get you. Not every man is going to waste your time. You know, not every girl is going to waste your time and cheat on you or hurt your feelings, whatever. There are so many hurt people in this world, and they don't want to, like, work on. Not all of your feelings need to be validated. Valid feeling. Right now, I'm feeling anxious about going into my 30s and possibly not finding the right person for me to settle down with. Valid. This is not a valid statement. There are no good men or women out there for me. Everybody sucks. Everybody's the problem. You're not actually putting in the effort to sort through the BS, okay? No one wants to be held accountable these days. You want someone to fall out of thin air. Guess what? God's not going to date for you or make friends for you. And what are you doing? When you make a friend, are you responding back in time? Are you putting effort? Or are you just trauma dumping? Or are you the hoe friend who only wants friendship when the boyfriend starts acting up and breaks up? I know too many of these, and I do not talk to them anymore because they are not girls. They are boys. They would wither away if they turned single, which many have. I don't think I'm done yet. Okay, so we covered how I'm annoyed by people giving shitty dating advice on TikTok and acting like there are no good people in the world. There are, you just don't want to put in the work to find them, and you're probably the bad person yourself. Two, everybody is having permanent, literal, like, mental illness, I think, from COVID. No one wants to talk about this. I will, because I don't have a job to go to, so I got nothing to lose. And I could say offensive things if I want. Everybody has been forced to slow down because of COVID, because of whatever happened. And then you're forced to speed up, right? So people are realizing my lifestyle, living the slow life, is kind of good. It's kind of nice when you don't have to, listen to anybody. No one wants to get back up to speed, understandably. People have woken up. Wow, we don't want to slave away for someone else for the rest of our life. But now what? That's the awkward part that we're all stuck in, the now what feeling. That is my analysis of American social media and culture. Thank you very much for listening. I've been in Japan for a minute, didn't have access to Wi-Fi or anything. That is my assessment. This is a worldwide problem, but particularly Americans between the ages of 25 and 35 have a certain type of anxiety that honestly is very difficult. And I don't know how we're going to improve, to be honest. Because how do you focus on going to work now, going to school, whatever, when we got UFOs or something in the sky, or who knows what we know it's probably not UFOs, but who knows what we know it's probably not UFOs, but something's going on. Whatever they're playing 2023 bingo, I'm not interested, but unfortunately, there's going to be another shitstorm of something happening soon. I just know it.